Hey, and welcome back to the Sense of Self podcast, your ultimate blend of education and entertainment. I'm your host. My name is Kipkas K. The break is finally over, and we're ready to get back to business. Let the new series of episodes begin. I hope you all enjoy the show, and let's get started. I want you to close your eyes and try and imagine this. A young woman is wearing a gown. She is a little disturbed with pain, yet she is happy. Walking out of the hospital gate, holding her husband's hands, followed by an old age couple holding their baby, not more than a few days, sleeping comfortably in the hands of his grandmother. They are smiling, they are laughing, and they are celebrating. They bow their heads in front of a small temple near the gate and they thank God for the pictures and the priceless gift of new life. A few hours later, a disappointed middle aged woman walks out of the same gate. Her eyes are in tears, her face is wrinkled, and her head is down. She looks silent and she looks very hopeless. Then she is followed by the dead body of her husband, wrapped in a white cloth, lying peacefully on a stretcher. She holds his hands tight for the final time before the body is loaded into the ambulance. Before leaving, she bows once again down in front of the same temple, and a few tears roll down her eyes. Amidst all of this, there's a security guard who is watching these pictures of life and death again and again and again on a loop every single day. After working for few years, he realized that life is just a big illusionary zero. We start the journey with a loud cry and a heartiest welcome. We slowly create a temporary identity called me. We knit it with everything else in the world and then try to make it bigger than everything else. We believe that we are moving straight on a road that will never end. But in reality, all we do is cover the circumference of the big cycle. And irrespective of whatever we achieve or lose, whoever we meet, whoever we love or we hate, whatever we experience, one day we simply reach back to square one and everything becomes a big zero again. A few tears fall on the ground, and soon life forgets us like an old used wrapper. And now, my question is, what is life? I'm here trying to figure out what life is, and let us try and figure it together and see what actually it is. I can imagine that life is like a pair of earphones. We get it perfectly packaged. Imagine the box is the womb. Once they get out, they're not so perfect anymore. They get tangled. They get dirt mark all over them. They stop working sometimes, and they sometimes break. But as an owner, we have to untangle them, we have to clean them out and fix them, and we have to make them beautiful again. But there's a small difference. We can get a new pair of earphones if the old one stops working. But guess what? We can't get a new life. I overheard a guy saying that life is an open book exam without a syllabus, and a very funny one at that. Everybody's question paper is different and of widely different difficulty levels. And yet, we compare everybody's performance as if they got the same paper. Everyone, without exception, believes that they got the hardest paper. You can cheat and you can look at your neighbor's answer sheet, but guess what? It won't help you. You have to figure out your own answers. The result of the exam is the same for everyone. Everyone dies. Just before death, we find out that the exam was fake and the score did not matter. We were supposed to have fun writing the answers, but guess what? Nobody told us. Always remember, at the end of the day, life is in the little things. What matters most are the people in our lives, the emotions we share with them, and the lessons we learn from them and our experiences. The best thing in life aren't things, they are feelings. Someday you'll walk on the streets like a man possessed with the confidence of a king. The next day you might be completely clueless as to what you're doing with your life. There will be times when even people quarreling with you will make you laugh. And there will be days when a few caring words might irritate you. There might come that time when you will want to give away everything you possess, but God forbid. There may also come those occasions where you'll have no choice but to steal to fill your stomach. There will be people who will run that rat race where their parents are putting their money on, and there will be those who will opt out of the race, create their track, and walk out like winners. You may be born in a mansion with a person to serve every demand you have and a father's name to carry you for life. Or you can be selling tea in your teens and yet you end up having your name on every person's lips. In one simple statement, life is what you make of it. For some people, life is love. For others, it's happiness. For some people, life is all about traveling. For others, it's about learning to enjoy your own company. For some people, life is all about achievements. For others, it's all about experiences. Life means different things to different people. Some like it, some don't care, others loathe it. The thing about life is that it is incredibly malleable. It's entirely open to interpretation. You can shape it, you can mold it, you can guide it. You can channel it in the direction you want it to head. You can make it mean something at one point and change it to mean something else in the future. There's no checklist to follow. Life does not come with any concrete definitions about its nature. Life is what we go through from the moment we are born till the moment we die. This could be a lot of different things for many people. There is no universal rule to life, no textbook to abide by to consider having lived one, nor there any expectations you are to meet. You could spend all your life a hippie, traveling through the cities and the jungles, or you could spend your life entirely trapped in your professional workspace, or you could choose to strike a balance. The power of defining what your life means is entirely in your hands. Use it to make something out of it, so by the time you're done with it, you can truly rest in peace. Life truly is whatever you make of it. Each person has to seek his path. If you look at your life, you will find that everything happened exactly like you never expected. If you knew what is going to happen next, then life will definitely be monotonous and boring. Life is unpredictable, and the purpose of life is the life itself. Live it and seek your path to truth. Life is all about unpredictability and uncertainties. You never know your next day, your next hour, next minute, or your next second will pass. Live every moment as it comes. The best suitable word for life is journey. Life is a wonderful and a constant journey with so many ups and downs, but never stops. We may meet many people during this journey. Some of these people will turn into your friends, best friends, or enemies. Some of them will be with you in different times, difficulties, while some will leave you when you needed them the most. On the other side, you may get help from the person even you have hardly expected, or maybe sometimes we may be blessed with an angel. Life is a journey with experiences, where every experience is with some purpose. Every experiences with one new lesson will contribute to making you the person you are today or who you always wanted to be. A journey with responsibilities, expectations, happiness, complications, success, and failure. But at last, this thing will bring the best out of you. A journey where every end is a new beginning. When school life ends, college starts. When college ends, the journey as an employee begins, and it keeps going on, going on, going on. A journey without an end. One day, a psychology professor placed an empty jar on his table. He proceeded to fill the jar with the golf balls until the jar was full. Then the professor asked the students whether the jar was full or not. The students replied that the jar was full. He then poured some pebbles into the jar. The pebbles filled the space between the golf balls. Then the professor asked the students again whether the jar was full or not. The students replied that the jar was full. He then poured salt into the jar. The salt filled the spaces between pebbles and golf balls. The professor went once again and asked the students whether the jar is full or not. The students once again replied that the jar was full. Finally, the professor poured a glass of water into the jar, filling the empty spaces in the jar. Then the professor said, "Students, I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. The golf balls are the important things. Your family, your children if you have one, your health, your friends, your favorite passions. If everything else was lost and only they remained, your life will still be full. The pebbles are the things that matters, like your job, your house, your car. The salt is everything else, the small stuff. If you put the salt into the jar," he replied, "there's no room for the pebbles or the golf balls." The same applies to life. If you spend all your time and energy on the smallest stuff, you will never have room for the things that are important to you. So pay attention to the things critical to your happiness. Spend time with your family, spend time with your children if you have once again, spend time with your parents, visit your grandparents, take your girl to dinner if you have one, go out with friends. There will always be time to clean the house and mow the lawn. Take care of the golf balls first, the things that matters. Set your priority right. The rest is just salt. And all I can say is that life is all about to become your best version. Life is about struggles, daily challenges, lot of pressures, But the winning moment is the best moment of life. Life is about fighting for your dream and giving your best as much as you can. Life is about strong. It's about being strong, being smart, explore yourself, express yourself. You've got a life. Live it fully.